Judiciary Committee holding a hearing today about judicial overreach from federal courts as district judges continue to issue these nationwide injunctions blocking President Trump's agenda. Texas Congressman Lance Gooden is on that committee. He joins me now. Congressman, look, hearings are important. They're necessary. But in the end, will Congress be able to put a stop to a single judge at a district court somewhere in America basically overriding the will of the voters? And if so, Congressman, how soon?
Well, the answer is I hope so. That this is a step today that we're taking with this hearing. We're shining light on this from an oversight perspective, and we believe that these nationwide injunctions have really gone out of control. Just in this first quarter that just passed, we've seen more than ever in the history of our nation against President Trump, and this lawfare that was a tool that Democrats used to try to keep him out of the White House is something that must be stopped, and I don't believe it will ultimately keep him from enacting his agenda.
I mean, look at these numbers. Since 1963, there have been 127 federal injunctions against presidents. That's a lot of presidents going way back. But 79% of those injunctions have been against Donald Trump. You do not need to be a math expert to realize that that is disproportionate. So we will be watching your work today at the hearing. Meantime, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says she is confident that her agency is only removing criminals from the U.S. Listen to this.
While we were there at that prison, we not only talked about how to identify these members of these terrorist organizations, but what they did, their actions they took, the case files we built on them, and how we verified that those individuals should be there in that prison. I'm very confident in the fact that those individuals that are there should be there, and that by belonging to these organizations, they were choosing to be on the side that wanted to destroy the United States of America.
But as we were just discussing, and other judges blocked the Trump administration's attempt to end deportation protection for Venezuelan migrants. He writes, there is no evidence that Venezuelan TPS holders are members of the TDA gang, Tren de Aragua, have connections to the gang and or commit crimes. Venezuelan TPS holders have lower rates of criminality than the general population. Who's right, Congressman?
Well, first of all, President Trump and Secretary Noem are right about this. What's also very concerning is that a judge would be so worried about defending gang members and keeping them here in this nation when the American people so clearly said back in November, we don't want them here. And President Trump is fulfilling the mandate, the promise that he made, the mandate he was given by the people. What we're seeing now is an execution of promises made by President Trump. And these liberal judges, they just don't like it. They're doing the bidding of the far left, and it's a disgrace. And the American people, I believe, are seeing right through that. But at the end of the day, these deportations are very popular. There's bipartisan support for sending gang members and violent criminals out of this nation, especially non-Americans that had no business being here in the first place.
And it really does underscore, tying these two topics together, the importance of today's hearing and what next steps you all take. Because, again, the will of the people. 77 million people voted on November 5th for a policy for our country to have one random district judge who oftentimes is a far left operator dictate what the policies and procedures are going to be for our nation is wrong. Congress has an opportunity to stop it. Congressman Lance Gooden will be watching. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.